They were intimidated by the presentation.
They were. You're right. We need too much noise, and they're all.
We did it.
That's what most. Okay. Cool. So my name is Jenee. I'm a computer science grad student here. I was also an undergrad in software engineering. Software engineering.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm going to be talking about finding your fit. Basically, I've never really done things in a sequential or way, so this is going to sort of bounce around. I apologize. So that's when I'm 12, and I always want to be a computer science major. Always. So when I was 12, I'm like, I'm going to go to college now. Except for I tried to apply. This is the website in 2000, and my parents were like, you need to go to high school first. And I was 12, and you can't fill out a form until you're 13 without parental supervision, so I had to go to high school. But I always wanted to be a computer science major, except for I wanted to be a fashion designer or someone who sang a lot, or like the next targeting journalist, or like set builder, stage manager person. I was always good at those things, but I was always like the technical person, or if the mics are breaking, call Jenee, whatever. I was one of the most technological, yes, that's that word, in my high school yearbook. I was like, yes, I win something. Anyway. So, when I got to Cal Poly, I was all like, I'm going to be a computer science major now. This is my buddy Harrison. This is his daytime picture. He blocked out the light. He's also a computer science major. And he's like everything I thought a computer science major needed to be. Like the person that sits there and programs. And we spent the entire freshman year doing things I thought a computer science major needed to do. We stayed indoors a lot. We played WoW. And we programmed. And we played D&D. Oh, we played D&D. That's the story for another time. But anyway, it was computer science-tastic, and I was miserable. Because as it turns out, I really like all that social interaction stuff, and the singing, and the building, and all that stuff. And so I was like, alright. So I decided in my second year that I was going to take welding, required. In addition to CDE 357, Calc 4, and Physics 3. And I landed myself in the hospital because, well, that's way too much. I have to go with this. But it was the best quarter ever because I got to do all sorts of fun things. And like, as it turns out, Disney, like, they like people who can weld and program. And it was like, and I gave them my resume because you go to career fairs and you get free stuff, by the way. That's what you do at career fairs for your first 2 years. Anyway, and they called me, they're like, you can weld? I'm like, yes. And they're like, do you want a job working to build rides? I'm like, yes. They're like, oh, actually, we just laid off half our staff. But keep in touch. And I'm like, wait a sec. So this is kind of a dead end, but I can do computer science things that are magical and awesome, and that was so cool. And I'm like, all right, well, now I can start doing different things. Speaking of magic, somehow I landed myself internships working at a biotech firm. Just working in data centers. I know nothing about data centers. I really don't know much about biology. And I knew it wasn't really what I wanted to do, but oh my god, data centers. They're magical. Like, I'm convinced that if Disney ever wants to like make a princess movie with a realistic like setting, they will use a data center instead of a magical forest because they're like, you can do technical things and awesome things, and you can sing at the top of your lungs, and nobody minds because the air conditioners are all the time. So, in case you don't know what a data center is, it's okay. It's a room with a whole bunch of servers. When I started working in data centers, I thought they looked like this. They don't. They maybe did in the 70s, but they don't now. So, it's fine. This is the data center. And data centers are actually what got me into Lucasfilm. It was fun, because I was like, I forgot to apply for internships one of my years, and I'm like, okay, I'm just going to apply everywhere. This is where the dumb luck is. And I was like, I'm going to apply to every single internship on their website and see what happens. And they called me and they're like, hey, data centers. I'm like, I'm the best person for the job. And they're like, okay. And it's fine. Anyway, but my parents always tell me if you don't try something, it won't work. Anyway, but the great thing about data centers is that I get to use all the technical knowledge I got here, and I get to like do things like sing and dance around and do things I used to do set building, but in a data center instead. And it's awesome. And looking at Lucasfilm, it's just a perfect fit because I get to learn sculpture from the guy that made Princess Leia's bikini, and the whales in Star Trek. I get to learn improv acting from somebody who's like the best improv actor in the world or whatever. Following your dreams, that's what I'm saying. Anyway, so I'm convinced none of that would happen if I followed the like narrow path I thought a computer science major needed to be, following the computer, etc. See, there's not just one mold for computer science major. Harrison I mentioned earlier, Harrison ended up at DreamWorks. I don't know, it doesn't just as long as you like believe that you're the best at what you do and you apply yourself. Anyway, so I guess that's it.